Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. That's right, we're running a little bit of a test today. We're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to try something that we haven't really done in over the 2,000 episodes of this show. We have done things a little bit differently over the years. Different software, different technology, so on and so forth. We've enhanced the show in so many different ways, so many different things that we've done. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit of a test. And for those of you that have been around here for a long time, those of you guys that know, typically with our show, we get flagged every single episode. Every single episode gets flagged, it gets tagged, it gets constricted, it gets hidden, it gets all of these different things. And my friend Ramon said something on the call the other day. My friend Ramon, he said, have you ever tried it without the B-roll? Which we've done. We've done things without B-roll and we still get all the flags. We've done things without music, we still get all the flags. We've done things without video clips, we still get all the flags, so on and so forth. And so what I'm doing today is a little bit different. Typically, I use my computer, and so today we're just using my phone. Typically, we use some software that gives us all kinds of cool camera angles and so on and so forth. And we'll probably get back to that. But ultimately, today, we're not going to do that. Today, we're basically stripping it down to the raw. We're stripping it down to where it's just me and you and a phone. That's it. Directly in Facebook. We're not using any other software. We're not using a laptop. We're not using anything. Just me, you, and a phone. Now, here's what that means. That means a couple things for today's episode. It means, A, I've got a great show for you today. I'm going to break down 10 different things. That's right, and everybody's looking at me like they're crazy right now. They're like, Glenn, there ain't no way, the way you talk, that you're going to be able to get 10 things in. I know you're thinking that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to break down 10 things that I learned this week. All right? I'm going to break down 10 things that I learned this week. So I'm going to give you something super, super valuable. We got lots to go through, okay? So that's going to happen. What's not going to happen is we're not going to have any music for dancing. We love dancing on this show. We're not going to have any music for dancing today. We're not going to have a little intro. We're not going to have a little segue. We're not going to have any of those things. And I got to tell you, I had an extra 30 minutes this morning for that particular reason, because usually I take 30 minutes every day and build everything out. Now, for those of you that listen to this show every day, it's probably great. It's probably better. For those of you that are just listening, for those of you that actually watch the show every day, it's probably a little bit less of an experience. But we've got to do some testing every once in a while, because we've got to make sure that we're doing the absolute best that we can possibly do when it comes to delivering an amazing, I don't know why I couldn't say that word, an amazing morning show. So on that note, you guys know what you're supposed to do on your end. I'm not even going to say it, but you know what you're supposed to do on our end, on your end, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do over here on, I think the message is better than B-roll. Thank you, Mary Lynn. You do what you're supposed to do on your end. I'm going to do what I do on my end, and let's see if we get all the flags and so on and so forth that I've been getting on this show every single day. All right. Let me know in the chat, how's the sound? Does it sound okay? Also, let me know in the chat if the feed is okay. I just want to make sure that we have the communication channels and communication lines open so we can dive into today's episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind. You ready? Let's do it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Friday. That's right, today is Friday, March 27th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Friday, March 27th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. I'm coming to you live from Hotlanta. I am in the little office area of the hotel here, but I'm coming to you live from Atlanta, where today we're looking at a high of 72 degrees. And we're looking at an airport that is crazy. That's right, 72 degrees with a crazy airport. That is the report from Atlanta. When I say crazy airport, a buddy of mine left and went to the airport at 3:30 this morning. He said when he got there, he had to drop off a rental car. When he got to the airport, after dropping off the rental car, he got there about 4 o'clock, and the line was outside through baggage claim, all the way up through all the way up through TSA, so on and so forth, but all the way outside, wrapping around the airport, that kind of thing. Now, he also noted that it ended up taking him 1 hour and 20 minutes to go through TSA pre. 1 hour and 20 minutes. So even with the big line, even with it all going out into the outside, so on and so forth, an hour and 20 minutes isn't terrible. Like, it's not the worst I've heard. It's not the 4 hours and the 5 hours. At least it wasn't for him at 4 o'clock this morning. So it's 72 degrees and crazy airport here in Atlanta. Now, this travel stuff, I'm sure you've seen it on the news, most of you. What's up, Tyler? Thanks for being here, man. This travel stuff, I'm sure you've seen it on the news, so on and so forth. It's been a little bit of crazy. My week has also been very, 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 very crazy. With everybody having to get there 4 to 6 hours ahead of time at the airports and so on and so forth. This has been an interesting week for me. I've had a lot of travel this week. I've already had 3 flights so far this week. I still have a couple more flights to go. As a matter of fact, I am headed to Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, I've waited longer for a Disney ride, says Tony. I am headed to Cleveland, Ohio today. And here's what's crazy. It's a high of 72 here in Atlanta today. It's a high of 32 in Cleveland. A high of 32 in Cleveland. Now, this goes to one of the lessons that I've learned. This is the lesson number 11, because I actually have 10 lessons for you that I learned this week. But one of the lessons that I learned, or that I'm going to learn, is it's 32 degrees in Cleveland. It's 72 degrees in Atlanta. I ain't got a jacket, bro. I mean, I have like a dressy jacket, you know what I'm saying? I have like a light jacket in case the night got a little bit cold, but I do not have a 32 degree jacket. I just do not have a 32 degree jacket. Like, I did not want to have to check a bag. When you travel 5 flights in a week, you do not check a bag. That's not what you do, man. You take like a carry-on. And the carry-on had my suit in it. The carry-on has my dress shoes, my regular shoes, my running shoes. 3 pairs of shoes in the carry-on. My carry-on's got my socks. Carry-on's got my underwear. Carry-on's got my outfit that I wear to work out each day. My carry-on's also got my outfit that I wear each day. The carry-on's also got the cosmetic bag. But I don't want to check a bag. So what the carry-on doesn't have is a big 32 degree jacket. So if anybody's in Cleveland, wants to meet me at the airport a little bit later, drop a jacket on me, feel free. I'll only be able to wear it for 2 days though, because I ain't packing up a bag to come home either. That ain't happening. Listen, it's been a wild week. For real. It has been a wild week. For me this week, I started in Atlanta. I came here to Atlanta on Sunday, where I was speaking at an event called the DC20 event. So I spoke at that event on Monday, worked that event, did the thing, so on and so forth. Then I flew back to Lexington on Tuesday, back to Lexington, Kentucky on Tuesday. Went to Taco Tuesday. We did Visitors Week with my daughter, so I got to watch my daughter do hip-hop dance. I got to watch my daughter do some ballet, so on and so forth. They call it Visitors Week. Normally the girls are training behind a wall. You can't really see what's going on, but this time they let us in. So did that, flew back, did the Taco Tuesday, did Visitors Week, got to watch her do the hip hop. Then Wednesday we had the high school 800% elite teen entrepreneur group, and Fred and Lou came out as well. So did the high school thing on Wednesday, 3 hours with those kids, worked all day on Wednesday, then Wednesday night back for visitors week, watched my daughter do some more dancing, picked my other kids up from the church, so on and so forth. Thursday morning, what's up, Jim? Jim Tursky said, I'll meet you there. Let's go. Thursday morning, back on a plane, 6 a.m. For those of you guys that were here yesterday, I got through the airport and to the gate right in time. Thursday, back here to Hotlanta. Did CBT News, which is a huge news organization in the automotive space. Got interviewed on CBT News and got to hang out with some of my cool friends, right? Danelle Delgado is in the building. My boy Tustin Ulrich is in the building. My boy Adam Marburger, who hosts the show, in the building. Evan Walters was with me in the building. And then I got a surprise visit from my friend Heather Parody. Heather Parody came over and she visited. I got to meet a woman named Symphony, who was just an amazing person. There was a guy named Jim that was there. There was a guy named Mark that you guys don't know, but you might know in the future. It was just amazing. My guy Al Salas was there. It was a bunch of my people all together in Hotlanta for CBT. That was Thursday. We had dinner at a taco place. The tacos were absolutely phenomenal. And then today we're going to head out to Cleveland, where I will be with the Coleman Automotive Group later today. And then I will also be with the Coleman Automotive Group tomorrow morning for their sales meeting. And then tomorrow I will be in dealership all day. And then I will be heading back home to Lexington, Kentucky. Now, all of this is happening during airport crazy, right? During all this travel crazy. Oh, and by the way, my aunt unexpectedly passed away also this week. Oh, and don't miss this. My son, who will be a year old next month, took his first steps this week. Yesterday, as a matter of fact. 4 little steps from his mama to his sister. Oh. And don't forget this too. Don't forget. Also had my daily workouts. I have worked out every single day here in 2026, and it doesn't matter about the travel, and it doesn't matter about the hotels, and it doesn't matter about the agenda. What matters is I made a commitment to myself that I'm going to work out every single day this year. So I have done that. I have worked out every single day this year. I've done my gratitude and goals every single day this year. I've done a show almost every single day this year. This week I missed one show. So don't forget that part, right? So on top of the Drive Centric event, on top of the CBT event, on top of the Daughters Visitors Week, on top of Taco Tuesday, on top of picking the kids up from church, on top of all of the different things, there's my aunt, there's my son's first steps, there's my daily workouts. Oh, and I almost forgot. Don't let me forget. Also, I got a company to run. Don't forget that part. I've got a company to run. I've had meetings all week with clients and potential clients. I have preparation for a big retreat that we're having in Scottsdale, Arizona, April 21st through 23rd. I've got my team that I've got to be able to serve and take care of and make sure that they have all of their needs. 12 people that work for me that are moving and shaking and doing all of the things. So don't forget that I've got 136 dealerships that I'm working with in the middle of all of this. A company that I'm running. A team that I have to support. Oh yeah, and don't forget, in the midst of all of that, what's up, Nick Hadley? Great to see you. Don't forget, in the midst of Drive Centric and speaking and traveling back and pouring into the high school kids and being there for the Visitors Week and for the CBT News and for the networking with some of the biggest power players on this planet, don't forget, on top of that, I quit drinking, bro. Which I didn't drink a lot anyway. But this is a week I've wanted to have a drink. This week I'm like, bro, can a brother get a drink? You know what I'm saying? Can I get just a little something? That would be nice. That would be nice. I also finished this book called Relentless. I finished the book called Relentless that we've been working on together as a group here in #riseandgrind. And I started a new book called The Slight Edge, which The Slight Edge is our book for next month. But I went ahead and started that book as well. And of course there's this daily morning show. And sometimes we gotta eat a little bit. And at some point we gotta sleep as well. So listen, it's been a wild week on so many levels, and I've learned a few things, and I want to go into 10 of the things that I've learned. I'm going to go through them fast. We're doing it today. You got to believe in me. I want to go through the 10 things that I learned this week. Before I do, though, before I go into the 10 things, normally this is the point where I would say, let's dance. And if you're in a place where you can dance and you've got some music in the background, do it, bro. Do some dancing. But this is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. So whether you're watching this, and I have 32 kids. You're right, Nick. This is the part of the show where I need you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching this show live or you're watching this show on replay, you say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. Especially you replay players. You replay watchers. I can't see you at all if you don't drop a comment, all right? So make sure you drop a comment. Don Sankey, thanks for being here this morning. I greatly appreciate it. Good morning to you. I have been on the road, but I owe you a connection. We talked about it. I can't believe it's already been 2 weeks. Greg Becker, good morning to you, sir. Thank you for being here. Malika Carey is in the building. Thanks for being here, Malika. I greatly appreciate it. Nick Hadley, it is so great to see you here this morning, man, and to hear that you're sober, brother. Keep it up. I also see Trisha Rue. Good morning, Trisha Rue. Thank you for being here this morning. Kevin Masciantonio, thanks for being here, Kevin. Oswald Joseph Bianame is in the building. Thanks for being here, Oswald. Luis Grafton Nonis is in the building. Those of you that are listening on Clubhouse, that are listening on the podcast, that are watching on replay, good morning to all of you. Dwayne Moser, good morning to you. Robin Price, good morning to you. Sean Weatherby, what up, my brother? Mike Larkin, don't forget your son's setting you straight. We'll talk about that in the lessons I learned this week. Tony Thorstad, good morning to you. Valerie Stone, good morning to you. Marilyn Wilkin, good morning. Happy Friday. Thanks for being here. Marla Michelle is in the building. Liza Myers Borges, good to see you. Miss Liza. Paul Brindley is in the building. Jim Tursky, what time can I meet you at the Cleveland airport with a jacket to keep you warm? I was kidding, Jim. I was kidding, but I get in around 3:30. That is for sure. But I was kidding. You don't have to do that. Sean Weatherby, thanks for being here. Angela Hastings, thanks for being here. Robert Pollard is in the building. Tara Hope, thanks for being here. Renee Hayes, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you haven't done so already, do me a huge favor. Hit that share button. That's right. Hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. All right, how much time we got? Oh my goodness, we've got 12 minutes. 10 things I learned this week between Drive Centric and Visitors Week and the high school teens elite entrepreneur class and CBT and all the back and forth travel and so on and so forth and all the things. 10 things I learned this week as my aunt passed away. 10 things I learned this week as my son took his first steps. 10 things I learned this week that I think will be valuable to you as well. Number one, you ready? First thing I learned this week is even the toughest, the biggest and the baddest show weakness if they think they're going to miss their flight. It's been crazy, man. I am around some of the most successful humans on planet Earth. I've been around some just incredible people, some road warriors, people that been traveling their whole lives. Nobody's ever seen. What's up, Adam? Aaron, it's great to see you. Nobody's ever seen airports like this, so on and so forth. But I gotta tell you, these tried and true tested warriors, bro, they're like, okay, but no matter what, I cannot miss this flight. I cannot miss this flight. One of the guys, his flight is at 11 today. He's like, I'm going to the airport at 5 a.m. today. At 5 a.m. I cannot miss this flight. It's so crazy. And I get it, right? I was at the airport 4 hours early myself on Tuesday. It's wild, but to see kind of the anxiety around this thing that's uncontrollable, right? And I think that's even the bigger lesson, not just that the toughest show weakness if they think they're going to miss their flight, but the toughest, when they are not in control, you can see that strength quickly becomes weakness. When there are things that are out of their control, things that cannot be planned, things that the details are not specific, it immediately goes to a space of anxiety. And I found that really fascinating this week. Does that ever happen to you? Does anxiety increase when things are out of your control? It's a great question, right? Frank Knox, great question, right? David Baker. So that was the first thing I learned this week. Second thing that I learned this week. Honoring your commitments is actually easy to do. We just complicate it mentally. That's the truth. Honoring your commitments is actually easy to do. We just complicate it mentally. You see, Mason said it's the only time I ever have anxiety, right? I made a commitment to do 8 weeks of business coaching for high school entrepreneurs. That commitment led me to, what's up, Justin? Great to see you. That commitment led me to flying out of Atlanta Tuesday to be there for the kids Wednesday, to fly back to Atlanta Thursday. And there was a part last week where I was like, man, that's complicated. I got to fly all the way back. I got to deal with these airports. I got to deal with the crazy. I got to deal with all of these things. I got to fly all the way back so that I can be there with the kids. We have another teacher that's going to be in the classroom that they can just do the teaching. It'd be much easier if I just stay at the hotel, stay in Atlanta, don't fly back, don't do all that, so on and so forth. And so I'm talking myself out of it. I talked to my son. Hey, son, he's 14 years old. I said, son, is it okay if Fred and Lou teach the class and Dad's not there? And my son said, no, it's not okay, Dad. It's not okay. You need to take that flight back on Tuesday. You need to be there Wednesday and fly back Thursday. I said, why is it not okay, son? He said, because you're the type of person who honors his commitments. And it would not be okay for you to not honor your commitment. Like he was talking about it wouldn't be okay. He knew I wouldn't be okay with it. Not that he wouldn't be okay with it, right? But here's the thing. I took that flight back on Tuesday. It was an 1.5-hour flight. And I was there for Taco Tuesday with my family. And I was there for Visitors Night with my daughter. Wednesday night, I was there to help my wife. Wednesday, I was there to do all of the things. Thursday, I caught a flight at 6 in the morning. And an 1.5 hours later, I was in Atlanta. It was actually really easy to do. It was very easy to hop on the plane, fly back home, do the things I needed to do, turn around, fly back, right? Like it wasn't hard. But in my mind, I had like super complicated it. I had made it seem like it was going to be this big thing. If you had told me I have to jump in the car and drive an 1.5 hours on Tuesday and drive an 1.5 hours on Thursday, it wouldn't have bothered me a bit. But something about the planes and the airports and so on and so forth, right? So here's what I say to you. Honoring your commitments is easy to do. We just complicate it mentally. Don't let those mental complications of all the things that could happen or might happen or should happen keep you from honoring your word to yourself and to others. Number 3 thing that I learned. Knowing your sleep cycles is absolutely a superpower. I've always known that it's given me a slight edge to know that my sleep cycles are 2 hours and 10 minutes long. I've always known that if I sleep 4 hours and 20 minutes, not 4.5, not 4, not 5, not 6, but if I sleep 4 hours and 20 minutes, I'll have all the energy I need, all the restorative things going on in my body that I need in order to be the best versions of myself that I can possibly be. Knowing that sleep cycle, superpower. In the midst of 5 flights over 5 days running, or over 6 days, running businesses, so on and so forth, all the different things, to be able to go to bed at an exact time, wake up at an exact time. And when I say go to bed, like lay my head, go to sleep, I'm not sitting there spinning around in my head, to be able to go to bed for a certain amount of time is amazing. It truly is a superpower. Because things get wild and things get crazy and not everything stays on order, and sometimes you got to stay up late and you got to have the dinner and you got to have the talk and you got to create the network and so on and so forth. Sometimes you have to get up at different times. Sometimes you have to work out at different times. Sometimes so on and so forth. But if you can really nail your sleep cycle, oh, what a superpower. I have slept my 4 hours and 20 minutes every single night this week, and I have felt amazing because of it. Number four. Fourth thing that I learned this week is I personally don't sell enough. I don't sell enough. This week I was around some people that do big sales. They do a lot of sales. And what I noticed about them, that's very different from me, is what I noticed about them is they are not afraid to ask for it. And it's not that I'm afraid to ask for it, it's just not my style. Like when I'm giving a presentation, I don't throw a QR code up at the end and say, buy my stuff. But what I've noticed is those that are at higher levels than me as far as building their business, dude, they're asking for it. They're taking the opportunities that they're given and they are asking for business. They are delivering value. They are doing all the other things I do. The biggest difference is they ask for the business. I really don't. I'm kind of like, hey, I added this value and hopefully we made a connection and hopefully you appreciated it. And hopefully in your mind, you say, I need to reach out and I need to connect with this guy and I need to do business. That's like where my head's at. That ain't the reality. The ones that are really rocking it, they are asking for the business unashamedly, unabashedly, if that's a word. They are asking for it. I've got to get better at that. Fifth thing that I've learned. There are people that are watching you from a distance and holding you in very high stature. Do not let those people down. There are people that are watching you from a distance. You don't even know they're watching. They're holding you in high stature. Do not let those people down. This week, I have had multiple people that I've never met before in my life come to me and say, I watch your content, I listen to your voice, your message resonates with me, it's making an impact. One person was like, I kind of like stalk you and idolize you. I'm like, well, don't do that. Don't idolize me. You can internet stalk me if you want. You can do that, but don't idolize me. But this person's been watching, listening, playing my content, right, to their teams, so on and so forth, doing it there are people, man, I'm just telling you, there are people in your life that you don't even know. They're watching how you walk, they're watching how you talk, they're watching how you handle things, and you are making an impact in their lives, and they don't even, you don't even know it. Don't let those people down. If you think people aren't watching, somebody is. If you think people aren't connected, somebody is. If you think people can't see what you're doing, they can. Do not let them down. All right, we got 5 in 12 minutes. Now we got to get the other 5 in, or in 11 minutes. Now we got to get the other 5 in 1 minute, right? Number 6, AI is dumb. You're like, what? Yeah, I'm going to let you sit on that for a second. AI is dumb. Now, is it real? Yes. Is it transformative? Yes. Is it changing the world? Yes. Will humanity never be the same? Absolutely. Is it dumb? Yeah, bro. It's dumb. If you think you can just grab an AI tool, plug it in, and all of a sudden fixes all your worries, that is not the case. Do you need to learn AI? Yes. Do you need to learn the tools? Yes. But ultimately, it is still very, 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 very dumb. We have been in loops trying to get some simple, fairly not simple, but we have been in loops with our AI as we've been developing this stuff out, and it will tell you all the things that you want to hear, but that does not mean it is telling you the truth. There is nothing about that. Anything that you're doing in there, make sure you're reviewing this stuff. Make sure you review it before you release it. Make sure that you verify things, because ultimately it's still very dumb. The technology, ridiculously advanced, but it's like a toddler. It's like a toddler. It still makes crazy mistakes, and it really wants to please you. So this week I've had stuff that, came back, and I thought it was going to be one thing, and it was completely something different. So just a reminder to everybody, the AI movement is real, and it's ridiculously important. AI itself is still very, very dumb. Trust but verify, as they say. Number 7, lazy is right next to crazy for a reason. Go ahead and take a note on that. Lazy is right next to crazy for a reason. If you do not get after it, today, tomorrow, this week, this month, this year, please know that other people are. What's up, Vitali? You and I are going to be on Clubhouse later today. Please know that if you ain't getting up and getting after it, other people are, and you're going to be toast, dude. There is no room for crazy in today's season. There is so much opportunity. What used to take 100 years can now be done in 5. Any desire, dream, passion, any of that, anything that you got going on that you believe is possible for yourself, it is possible. What a time to be alive. For you to be lazy right now would be crazy. Maybe there was a season for lazy. Maybe there was an opportunity when you were younger, or you didn't have resources, or you didn't have access, or I don't know. Maybe lazy fit somewhere, but it doesn't fit in the now. I've been around people these last few days that are moving, that are shaking, that are freaking getting after it. They are moving at a frequency that's like nothing I've ever seen before. So if you think people are just sitting around and you got room to be lazy, I'm here to tell you, lazy is right next to crazy for a reason. Don't do it. Number 8, lesson that I've learned this week. See you, Adam Aarons. Thanks for being here. Hi, Charisse. Thanks for being here. Hi, Kat Perez. Good to see you. Number 8 thing that I've learned this week. God is merciful. God is merciful. We lost my aunt this week, and her family obviously is going through that. But I have watched him grant peace. I have watched him grant peace to me and to some of my aunts. I guess technically my family members, but I have seen him grant peace in a very shocking season. God is merciful. Also, on that same note, I learned this week that doubt is part of our nature. If you have doubts spiritually, please know that is nature. That is how we are built. That is how we are wired. And here's why. You cannot know and believe at the same time. Like, if you believe something, it requires belief. There has to be some sort of doubt. Otherwise, it wouldn't be belief. You would just know, right? Like, you would just know. Like, I know that my skin is brown. I don't believe that my skin is brown. Belief, in its essence, requires doubt. You can only believe if there's doubt. Now, that's something that might be a little hard to wrap your brain around first thing this morning, but I want you to take that out, and we can talk about it later in other places. But there's a difference between knowing and belief, right? There's a difference between knowing and belief. And we are called to believe. We are called to believe. No, Mary Lynn, you wrote that wrong. Doubt and belief can't coexist. No. Belief only exists with doubt. Belief only exists with doubt. If there was no doubt, it wouldn't be belief. It would be knowing. I know my skin is brown. I don't believe it. Right? And so there's a difference, and we are called to believe. So if you doubt things spiritually, if you're going through seasons of life that are questionable, so on and so forth, please know that that's natural, and God is merciful. Number 9, this one's going to blow all of your minds, and then we're about to get out of here. You ready? Number 9 thing I learned this week. When you look at a baby, or you're talking to a baby that's learning how to talk, baby's learning how to talk, and you're looking at the baby, and you're saying to the baby, say mama, say mama, or you're looking at the baby and you're going, say dada, say dada. Why is it that when the baby responds, the baby says mama, or the baby says dada, but the baby doesn't say? Here you are, you're looking the baby straight in the face. You're like, say mama, and we think the baby's just repeating. But the baby doesn't say mama. Instead, it just says mama. Think about that. Little brain pop. Why doesn't the baby say? Why doesn't the baby say? So here's what I learned from that. I learned that this whole thing that we think we know and we think we understand, bro, we don't know. We don't understand. And that's okay. It's okay to have questions. It's okay to be curious. Every line we've been delivered, everything that we've been taught, nah, bro. It's not what you think it is. This thing called life is not as hard as we make it. It's not as complicated as all of that. It really comes down to some simple truths, right? You, me, children of God, the God who made everything. And that God made you and I to be the best versions of ourselves that we could possibly be, right? And that's like what we just need to do every single day, is lean into that. Don't let the world, don't let the static, don't let the doubts, don't let the propaganda, don't let the media, don't let what happened in the past, what happened yesterday. Just agree to understand. Just agree to understand that we don't understand. And that's okay. Because it's impossible to have belief without a little bit of doubt. Number 10, and we're going to rock out of here. Number 10. We are all, you and me, we are all going somewhere in life. In our faith, with our fitness, with our families, with our friends, with our finances, in our careers, with our education and our mental health. You, me, all of us. We are all constantly in motion, going somewhere in life. And I'm here to tell you, you are going to end up exactly where you are headed. Good or bad, you are going to end up exactly where you are headed. And here's what I mean by that. If you're pointed in the right direction, you're going to end up in the right place when it comes to your faith. If you're pointed in the right direction, you're going to end up in the right place when it comes to your fitness. If you're pointed in the right direction, you're going to end up in the right place when it comes to your career. If you're pointed in the right direction, you're going to end up in the right place with your mental health. And if you're pointed in the wrong direction, you're going to end up in the wrong place when it comes to your family. If you're pointed in the wrong direction, you're going to end up in the wrong place when it comes to your friends. If you're pointed in the wrong direction, you're going to end up in the wrong place when it comes to your education. If you're pointed in the wrong direction, you're going to end up in the wrong place with your finances. You and I are constantly in motion. This thing ain't slowing down. We are on a train, and it is going to continue barreling in whatever direction you have it pointed in. You might not see the results of your good daily actions now, but ultimately you will. You might not see the results of your bad choices and actions now, but ultimately you will. Every decision being made in every one of those 8 pillars of life is taking you somewhere, and you are going to get there. You see, there's a powerful force that's happening in your life right now, whether you want it to or not. Every bad habit being multiplied, every good habit being expanded, everything done daily, whether it's from gossiping or scrolling or things that are causing you to be lazy, which is right next to crazy, or if it's you're writing gratitude and goals every day and sending out encouraging messages. Either way, every action, every decision you make today is pointing you in a direction. I challenge you to make sure that it's being pointed in a direction that is going to land you where you want to go, because you are going to get where you are going. Chris Saraceno, great to see you the last 2 days, or yesterday and now this morning. Thank you for being here on the show today. I greatly appreciate it. Frank Knox, great to see you as well. Listen, you're going to end up where you're headed, and I hope you're headed in the right direction, because this is an amazing time to be alive, filled with opportunity unlike anything we've ever seen. And listen, if nobody's told you yet today, I want to be the first. I love you. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. So go out there, get after it. I'm going to go hang out on Clubhouse for just a little bit as I get my workout in. Then I've got a meeting with Danelle Delgado this morning at 8 o'clock. And then I've got an interview on Clubhouse at 9 o'clock with David Long in all things used cars. And then we're headed to the airport. Then we're headed to Cleveland. And we're going to keep rocking all weekend long. I'll be back Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again right here on #riseandgrind. I hope you liked this vertical format versus landscape. And hopefully we were able to break down some barriers that have been keeping me and you from being able to connect. All right, have an amazing day. See you, Rodney. Thanks for being here. Paul Brindley, have a good one. Sharice, Houston, you take care. And I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that share button. Tag your friends. The world needs more motivation, education, and inspiration. And I'm here for it. Let's go. Have a good one.